Hello everyone! Welcome to another stream this week. And yeah, I have music on for once. Why? I don't really know. I figured it may stop me being so awkward in the breaks between words. Anyway, so today we are going to be doing a little bit of modelling and texturing to start as a warm-up. I've already got this little frog ready. Hello Anna! Welcome to the stream. Hello Cano. Hello everyone. So to start off with, I'm just going to do a little bit of texturing, pretty simple, pretty easy, for this little frog model which I have already made. So for this I thought I'd do a little spicy little frog with a bit of blue and yellow. Maybe a bit of black as well. It's not that high res of a model, so we'll just see what we can do with it. But I thought this would be pretty cool to do. So let's just get right on into it. So I'm just going to create a new texture, which I'm going to call Frog Blue and Yellow 1.1. I'm going to use the template as a basis, so my model already. And I'm going to use this crazy new feature from lovely Janice at Blockbench to compress my template. So this can probably compress textures down to like a third of the original size, which is great for efficiency if you're creating maps, because it just makes the file sizes so much smaller. So here we go, here's our frog. So to start off with, I'm just going to use a paint bucket to fill in entire cubes of my base colour, which is going to be like a lightish blue. Just got to copy this texture from this arm across and mirror the UV so the legs look the same and it's less work for me and I'm lazy. I don't know if you guys can actually hear the music. I don't know if I set this up right. Let me know if you can. And the eyes, I'm going to make a dark black, like they're staring into the soul of death. Get this image up again. So we start with a darker blue around the legs and it gets lighter towards the feet. Hello. So let's get going with that using probably around about here. We want this to be quite a bright and colourful frog, so I'm using, you know, towards the right hand side in terms of saturation. Maybe a little bit darker. Cool. And I'm just going to start by blocking in the colours as usual, just so I get kind of mark of where I want these main colours to be. And the back legs as well. Something like that. And then under the neck as well. Yeah, you hear the music. This is a suggestion from TRS, the Redstone scientist and manager at Everbloom. I'm kind of digging it. I'm not usually into the kind of electro punky, I don't even know what we'd call this. But it's pretty cool. So I'm now going to change the opacity to slightly lower just so I can start getting a gradient in around these to try and give it a nice fade. Hello Mark, VV. Now I'm going to get some mid-tones by just choosing this colour here and try and bring it into the legs so we can just get a better fade between the two. Turn the opacity up a bit, 30 is usually where it's at. Hello, Yuri Spec. Is that how you say it? Now I always bring back my image. So it's got quite light little toes. So I'm going to keep this foot around about that colour. Make sure to get all the hidden ones, which you can see usually. Does anyone else have any suggestions for cool playlists? Like, I usually, yes, I'm from Holland. I usually listen to like bad music when I'm working. Probably nothing that anyone else is interested in, but it would be good if you guys had any suggestions for playlists that you like to work to. Oh, we've got some Holland people. How many animals have I made? So lots of the time these animals are more for practice, but I've been making a few for a pack that we're making at the moment, which is going to contain a few animals in it for a marketplace map, which is probably going to have around about, who knows, around about 10 animals maybe more, we'll see. So we're just going to add a few to some new biomes and stuff for a new map that will be coming out by Everbloom soonish, so keep your eyes out. Could you make a gun? Because I'm good at it. I don't make guns, to be honest. Like, I've never made a gun. Like, I've only just started modelling. Usually listen to Christian music. Let the power of God let you model better. So generally, no, I don't do guns. I mean, I've never tried, but for marketplace maps, we're not really allowed any weapons, like proper realistic weapons, so that's not usually something we do. So let's have a look at the yellow now. Try and bring some of this bright yellow into it. I usually listen to nothing. Generally, I just put the US Office on. I fucking love that show. I watch it too much though. I've probably watched it around about 10 times all the way through now. I just stick it on, it's nice to chill and watch. I am making an entity model, you are correct. For block bench, good old block bench. You know, I was almost going to learn Dutch at one point, but then I decided it is an awful language to learn. It's not easy, but it is allowed making guns and selling. No, you're allowed to make guns if they're more like, you know, space phasers and space weapons, but not anything that resembles like an AK-47 or anything similar. That's not allowed on the marketplace. So you won't see me making any guns like that, like maybe space weapons, but nothing more than that. At least for the marketplace. Of course, if you're just making your own pack or whatever, it's cool. You can just do whatever you want. Right, now I'm going to add in some black spots. Why not? Because we're selling to children, generally you're not allowed guns in games aimed for children. The same goes for games like COD or whatever. Like, a lot of people do it. Yeah, they do it, but they won't be able to release it on marketplace maps. You make money with these models. Well, I work for Everbloom, so anything that I make model-wise can be sold via Everbloom on the marketplace. So, of course, if you want to make guns, that's entirely your choice. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. There are some really well-made guns out there, which I've seen, but personally, at least, it doesn't really matter to me so much because everything I make is geared towards being released on the Everbloom marketplace. So, I don't really do that. Maybe one day, but for now at least I'm happy just making animals as I start to develop my skills more into, you know, modelling. There are people who commission you to make weapons, but in general marketplace stuff has to be firearm free. Exactly. So there's nothing wrong with making weapons, like if you make them for servers and stuff, it's just they won't be allowed in the marketplace. And it's entirely your choice, like I said. I don't have a problem making guns, it's just not really relevant to me because I need to be marketplace appropriate. So, just is what it is. I don't mind it though because I get to make cute little frogs. Yeah, but if you guys do have anything that you'd like to see me model potentially, then let me know and I'll see what I can do. Yeah. Blocks kind of coming together a little bit more. Let's get the earth lines. For these feet, it's not easy because I've only got a 2x2 voxel here, but we'll try and get some towage going of some form. Maybe just doing alternating blocks with this lighter colour. What you mean with Marketplace? So, the Minecraft Marketplace, which is on basically every device now, Switch, mobile, Xbox, Windows 10, all of that is basically called the Minecraft Bedrock editions. And on there we can sell maps and other things on their marketplace to their audience, which generally tends to be younger kids. So you can basically buy what you want for it, and you have creators such as me and Everbloom working for Microsoft and Mojang to kind of make cool content for people to buy. Wouldn't it be cool to have a mirror function block bench on one side? Yeah, so you can do it for arm, like for mirrored components. So if I had this arm here and I put a yellow strip on it, it will put it over here because I copy pasted it across. You have to set it up, but after that it saves a lot of time than having to go to and fro. Yeah, so anyway, I think I'm going to call this frog just about done for now. Like, it was just a simple warm up just to get my hands warmed up because it is freezing. I'm brushing right now, so I'm going to save this. Stream done. So yellow and blue frog. And we're going to get on to the main part of today, the Entity model, which is going to be based on an elephant. How exciting, right? So maybe it's a mistake doing an elephant today because it's obviously a very large creature, but we're going to go with it. So elephant size, let me just find out. I tried to make my models somewhat proportionate because it makes it easier for devs when implementing in game, and it's easy for me to then, you know, kind of proportion it to other animals. So we're going to base ours off an African bush elephant, which has a height of 3.3 and a length of 5.5, which is huge. So I will scale it down a little bit just for convenience for me. Yes, hello Janice, welcome. So let's get some images of elephants up. There's this one looks very derpy and sleepy, basically me. Oh, that's a bloody picture of an elephant. I've always loved elephants. I don't see how people can hurt them. So here, just breaking it down into shapes, we have this main cube here. Then we have a top leg section, a middle leg section, and a bottom slash foot section. And then you have the main head area, and then obviously the trunk and the ears and the tail. So like I always do with these models, I'm keeping them quite Minecraft style because that's the style of the map I'm going for. So let's just get right on into it. So I always start with the main body because that's what everything is kind of built around, I guess. So it's easier to proportion the legs as long as you can see what the main body will look like, etc. So cube, which we're going to call main. So elephants can be like 5 meters long, which would be essentially 5 of these cubes, but that's huge. And the texture file for that will be big, even though we do have that lovely new compress feature. So I'm just going to get a bit of base down. I'm using that reference image, trying to get big old cube. Tell Model Maker. Are they releasing a program? Oh, of course they are. I haven't actually looked into that much. Probably should, but I mean, it's not entirely relevant to me right now, seeing as I am a Minecraft marketplace modeler at the moment. So I'm just going to get started with this front left leg. I'm going to start with the upper portion. Having a look at the skeleton quickly, which is, although more vivid, it makes it a lot easier when kind of figuring out where all the bones should go and angles, and lots of the time pictures don't actually show you how legs and knees bend and stuff, whereas skeletons obviously show you the joints. So here you can see it comes down like this, and as I presume. So I'm going to work from that for a bit. So this obviously has to be quite a lot bigger. Make sure everything's proportional still. Now I'm going to rotate this origin strategy. So first the leg goes back, like so, like in most four-legged animals. And then we're going to have it come back forward a bit. And it'll be slightly smaller. Generally I don't really worry about width this way until I come to the front portion. It's easier for me at least to do it plane by plane, so I'll do it side plane, front plane, top, bottom, etc. It's just easier to break down in that way. So I think I want this to be slightly less rotated. It doesn't look like his leg's broken. And I'm going to duplicate this because it's easier than making a new cube, and making this the front left foot. I feel like hightail always gets brought up when you're streaming modelling. Well, that's not a bad thing though. I mean, obviously hightail is a really big thing at the moment, modelling wise as well. So this leg is probably very much out of proportion right now, but generally it's easier to get a few more of the parts in place before proportionalising everything. As long as I have the bones in the right positions and angles, it's easier to work with. So the back leg, as you can see, just has two main bones, at least that we really need to be concerned with. This lower one and then the smaller one, and then it has the foot obviously. So it's pretty similar to the front leg, which I'm now just going to duplicate and change to back left leg. We're going to move this over. Now the knee for this actually bends the other way, so I'm just going to rotate it the other way quickly. Pretty easy. What format does hightail use? I really don't know anything about hightail, so I guess you guys are probably best talking about it between yourselves. Having a little hightail discussion, as you do. Right, so now we're going to look more into the proportion of an elephant. This back leg needs to be thicker. So what is this lower leg? They're big creatures. Did you know earlier I was looking at a giraffe, right? Giraffes are terrifyingly huge. I never realised how big they are. They're basically just tall elephants. It's horrific. Obviously they're not well, actually, you know what they are as threatening as elephants? Have you seen them fight each other with their necks? They like swing it from side to side. I mean, this is very off topic, but Jesus, giraffes scare me. I thought they were cute before, but they're not. Terrifying. So now we're getting a bit more proportional shape. Let's bring the image back again. Yeah, it's getting there now. Also, since elephants lost their fur from being woolly mammoths, they're very wrinkly. You gotta question why that's a thing. Kind of terrifying. Now I want to give some more shape to this elephant, so I'm going to duplicate the main body and just make the cube a little bit smaller. Trying to give it some kind of arch in the back. I'm going to pull this leg out a little bit as well. How will you fit the tail? Entity models in Bedrock, you are not limited to 3x3 cubes, so I could make this as big as I wanted. Well, with limits, but it can be a lot bigger than normal models for Java editions. So I'm not too concerned about fitting the tail. I mean, really this model should be bigger, but that is like huge. So I think I actually want to put some angle into this instead, because it looks a bit strange. What now? Yeah, Bedrock, man, that's where it's at. They can be larger than 3x3. Glad you learned something today. I really got to jump straight to Bedrock. Yeah, I mean, as Minecraft progresses, I think more attention is turned to Bedrock every time. It's just how it is. Rescaling the whole model would also be an option, even the 3x3 limit. We're there. Yeah, definitely. So now I think I'm ready to start on the neck. For such a big model, this does look very simplistic in terms of cubes, but I can add more details and make it more complex later on. But for now, at least, I'm working with this. I'm just seeing how it goes as a starting off point. Either in the auto texture or anything, right? I don't think so. You could just texture the scale the texture up to. So this neck is pretty flat actually, so we see there's a slight angle to this, and the neck kind of flattens out, and then you have this big old head, big old brain or whatever this is. Even though elephants apparently don't have big brains. I'm going to make this angle a little bit less, it's looking a little bit funky right now. If you're rescaling the model in game, then it wouldn't matter about the template generator in Blockbench, surely. So let's start with the head. I'm actually going to duplicate the cube from the neck because it's roughly the size we want-ish. So they have quite tall heads, strangely enough. Elephants are strange. All animals are strange. When you start modelling animals, you realise how strange some animals are. So this head is slightly tilted. He's got quite a sloping forehead. Maybe not that sloping. For this, I'm not going to make a mouth because it's not really necessary. But let's go with this kind of shape now. It looks a bit like a bear to me right now, so we need to work on that. So let's give it a bit of a gradient down here as well. So now this body is too short for the rest of it, so I can either make the legs smaller or the body longer. I think I'll make the legs smaller because it's already a pretty hefty model for a pretty hefty animal. Yeah, so I think we're going to make the body longer as well. For Java Edition, I pretty much never use the template generator, but for Bedrock Edition, it's a lifesaver though. Yeah, agreed. That texture generator is so much easier than doing it myself. I'm waiting for Hightail. You might have to wait a while, to be honest, for everything for Hightail to be released, including all the editors and everything. But I feel like what we've got right now is pretty decent. Like, there's editing software for models which are pretty decent, like of course Blockbench included in that. We'll start on this snout a bit. Snout. I think I actually want there to be a bit more of a hump around here where the leg connects to the rest of the body. So I'm just going to duplicate this, move it into main. So whereabouts is everyone from? Because I'm in Britain right now and it's bloody freezing. I probably can't complain though, it's probably colder for a vast number of you. So this is the start of the trunk, so I'm going to name it as trunk so I can keep better track of it. I know that I'm not naming my cubes, but I'll do that later. Holland, yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Holland is nice, you know. I've been to Holland a few times. My ex used to live there. It's pretty cool. I feel like I didn't go around Amsterdam much though. I'd love to see Amsterdam again. Whereabouts in Holland do you live? If that's not creepy. It's not meant to be creepy. Just out of general interest. So looking at this trunk, it should be it should come out and round and under. We're going to start it being out. Trunks are weird. next to Flevoland. Flevoland? Ooh. That, I've never heard of Flevoland. 5 degrees and it's been raining for 3 days. Is that 5 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit though? Whereabouts are you based, Janice? So I'm going to duplicate this cube and move it into trunk 4 as we just keep on building up this trunk, getting longer and longer. Celsius, okay. I don't know, like, some places are pretty freaking cold. Why do elephants have trunks? Does anyone know? Because they're bloody creepy. Northern Germany. Ah, so it would be Celsius then. Unlike silly Americans. So this head's pretty far out at the moment, so I'm just going to bring this neck in. This head. At 5 degrees Fahrenheit it wouldn't rain. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Alright, you got me there. It's been about the same here. It's been raining like always because it is Britain after all. We did have snow the other day and that was very exciting though. I didn't think I'd ever see snow again, considering bloody global warming. Hello, Wacky. Yeah, it's pretty much constantly raining in Britain at the moment. It lives up to expectations. So actually I want to make this trunk a little bit straighter, as you can see. Lots of them just kind of hang there and then kind of come around a little bit. And trunks are so weird. Weird creatures. It's nice to see so many of you returning from week on week. Friends. Fahrenheit is pretty stupid. It doesn't even accurately based on any physical fixed points. Yeah, I mean, it's based on Kelvin, isn't it? Oh, some shit, I don't really know. That's probably a lie. It's been a while since I've done physics. Really good physics. Yeah, it's snowed 2 times this winter. Sound, live, sad live. Agreed, sad live indeed. Yeah, I love snow. I wish it would snow more instead of rain. Rain is no fun. Can't do anything in the rain apart from get wet. Is it? Oh, of course it is. Yeah. Like I said, been a while since I've done physics. Apologies. I'm miseducating the youth today. Ugh. I preferred sad live, to be honest. So at the moment, as you can see, it proportionally goes down by 1 every time. I might have to change it when I move on to the front view. Come to Austria, we have snow and mountains and ski resorts, etc. I wish I could just come to Austria. Unfortunately, I work full-time. I work full-time, multiple full-times. So, but I am going away soon actually. I'm going around Italy, which should be pretty cool. And then we have a powwow with Microsoft, which should be pretty cool. I always love them. This head is not centered. Australia. I wish I could go to Australia too. Wishful thinking though. I love Australia. I say I love Australia. I haven't been to Australia, but I'd love to go. So if anyone just wants to pay for me to go to Australia, that'd be cool. I don't think I'd do well in the heat though. I'm not good with sun. With like allergies and stuff. Rough life. I'm very, very pale and gets burnt very easily, which is why I have to use factor 50 when I go outside. Maybe it's for the best I stay in Britain. Now we're just going to add in some ears. That's huge. Dumbo over here. So if we get a front view of the elephant. Let's find a good one. There we go. We'll use this one. Yep, so this kind of bit here is actually meant to be for tusks, which I haven't added yet. So I'm just going to make this slightly bigger and move across. These ears, they should be tilted. Oh, yeah. Generally I'd put these parts ahead if there is, but because the ears will move independently of each other when it comes to actually animating. This will do for now. Just looking at different angles I can do. Something like that could work because they do tend to have a bit up here and then down. So make that a bit flatter. Music is really funky. Kind of into it though. So we've got kind of an ear shape going on now. See, I could add a lot more details. I could add like spaces for eyes and stuff, but I ain't gonna do that right now. Look size wise, it's probably about right actually. And then if we looked at it from the side again, they kind of lie quite flat usually, so we're going to bring these round using the rotate tool. Oh my god, what's happening? Come back. They're kind of rocking out to the music right now. Do you want to behave or? Bring this around a bit. Somewhere that could work. Maybe a bit more. Imagine everyone makes models with eye animations. I was literally thinking this the other day. I was like, it could actually work to make eye animations and make animals blink. But then I reconsidered and was like, I don't want to put myself through that kind of pain of animating that and texturing that. It's just so extra. Maybe one day. I mean, you can probably do it with texture animations. You can do it multiple ways really. It would be interesting to do, but it seems very extra for me at least right now, when my priority is just pumping out models at the moment. So we've got a kind of good shape going on here now, I think. This front is coming out a bit too much. We'll probably make this neck a bit more angled. This ear's in the bloody way, can't see a thing. Extend this out. As a midway, what do I want to do there? Do I want to add another neck piece? Yeah, I could do. And still models can't have any more textures, can they? I'm not sure, to be honest, I haven't looked into it. It's a question best to ask someone else. I'm presuming it's just Java at the moment because of the new blocks they brought in, like the stone cutter. So I'd presume you could only do it for block models with Java at the moment, but maybe in the future they'll extend it to Bedrock. I hope they do. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Wishful thinking, I think. Okay. So we've got kind of a little something going on. Maybe this should be less angled. Oh, they can? I have not a clue. That could be cool to do then. But again, it's a lot of work, I think, to have that working well. Maybe if I do a little bit more research into it and learn about it, I can do a video on it. And just kind of trying it out, seeing what the capabilities are. Looking at this, I find that the back is a bit too much of a gradient down when elephants have quite big butts, so I'm going to correct that just by giving a little bit of a badonk-badonk. Oh, that just maybe looks a bit weird. Maybe that could work a bit. I think it's getting there at least. I think we should add the tusks now and then come back to that in a bit. So, thinking about this, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to add a cube to this trunk area. Let's see what we can do with it. So, horn left. We're going to add into a group called horn left. This cube over here. So let's look at the front view again, see how thick these should be. These should probably be at least one bigger. And these obviously have to be rotated outwards. So, they also should be rotated out. Maybe a bit like that as well. Ooh, all kind of rotations going on at the moment. So I think I'm going to make these tusks into 3 parts. The start, in the middle, which I'm going to slightly deflate, just so I don't get any texture fighting, which I want to go pretty much the same way, just a little bit more tilted upwards, in the group obviously. Keep checking my side views and my front views, try and make sure these are accurate. I think these actually need to be a bit thicker, more imposing. And this should come in a bit as well. The only issue with kind of making complex like tusks which go multiple ways is you can have some of this jutting out of the voxels, which is a bit annoying, but I think that's kind of unavoidable. So I actually want to have these a little bit smaller, so this is going to be 0.1. And one last one. I'm going to make it one down each side. Put it up to be the final point. Now that's a pretty big task. No one's gonna mess with this elephant. Just gonna make some final adaptations on these tusks. Try and get them perfected. This needs to come inwards. I think proportionally these actually need to get smaller the further down they get than what they currently are. So just going to make each piece a bit smaller. Honestly, that inflate tool has been a lifesaver for me. You could make that a mammoth with a different texture if you ever need to make one. I could, pretty easily. I like mammoths. May even prefer them over than elephants, but what we're doing today is real life animals, relatable real life animals. So now looking at it, I actually am reconsidering this whole head tilting forward and actually think maybe it should be tilting backwards. There probably is an Ice Age pack already though. Yeah, there have been mammoths done already, unfortunately. There's been most things done already, unfortunately, but those were all done previously when you had, you know, much more limitations on your models, so you had to stick with current model bones and everything and figure it out around that, so you couldn't have any cool rotations. So I'm sure soon there'll probably be more models based around that kind of thing, but with more interesting angles. I'm presuming most of the packs already on the store are going to be remade and improved on and basically sold again because of all the new updates to, you know, add entity and custom entities and animations as well. I just think the tilting up looks stupid. Just stuck my gut. Yeah, the hardcore rotations were a pain to work with. Yeah, agreed. Well, not really agreed, because I didn't really have to, because I've only just started modelling, and I've been lucky enough to start straight in there. But I can imagine, like, not having the freedom to just rotate things freely and actually have to think about, oh, which model would this work with, which model will this work with, etc. Like, yeah, it's not for me. So I've been pretty lucky, I think. So we've got most of this going on now. Hello, melon applesauce. What is melon applesauce? Is it applesauce but made out of melons? Back from dinner time, what have I lost? You've missed me rambling on about various different things as usual. Don't you worry. Liked. Thank you, melon applesauce. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew, but before I even started streaming, I already had a dislike. I already have haters, guys. I'm making it big time now. I'm a big time person. I'm the OG ninja now. City Mashup was awesome. City Mashup was awesome. I agree with you there. I love City Mashup. That was a hell of a project to work on, actually. Like, that took months, literally months. It's the biggest project Everbloom have ever done for the marketplace, by far, and it probably will be for a fair amount of time. This isn't easy. I wouldn't know him, the guy who put the dislike. Well, tell your friends they're very rude. Yeah, City Mashup was a hell of a map to work on. It was a lot of fun, but it's one of those projects which lasts so long. Towards the end, you're just so tired of it, and it's just a lot to get it to finish. So it was probably one of my favourite maps to ever work on, but like I said, hard work. So if you have played City Mashup, a lot of work went into that, and I'm glad you like it. I don't know why someone disliked. Hey, I'm taking it in my stride. I have a hater. Like, that's how you know that you're getting there in the world. My mum would be so proud. I think all my centres are slightly off, which is really annoying me. Well, we'll find out when I have to flip those legs. It was a bit scary as well. Why? One hate in 10 years, life goals. I've made it, Mom. I think a good thing about streaming, it's just nice to have company as you work. Like, it's not really much of a distraction to me, really. And, you know, talking to people and in the community is interesting. Like, I've been out of touch with the community for a while now because I've just been so busy that I just haven't had time to talk. Is that a pun? It's perfect. Is that a pun? Look at me, Mom. No hands. Yes, my mum would be so proud of me right now. Nah, my mum's great. She, like all mums, was very hesitant when I was like, Mum, I'm gonna become a full-time Minecrafter after I get out of uni. But that's to be expected. Who would have thought that I could work full time on a stupid game like this. Hi, Abadani. How are you doing? It works better for you than for me apparently. You're not used to streaming. I'm not used to streaming. This is the third ever stream. Like, it's weird. It's still a weird experience to get used to. I don't know if I'll ever get used to just talking to myself constantly. I'm not usually much of a talker, I don't think, like in real life. So talking to people like this it's good because it pushes me to do things I'm not really used to, which is great. I don't know why I called this a hole when it's a tusk. Just gonna flip some of these over so we can see how it looks. Ooh, these look weird. Yeah, it's fine. This is why we flip things so we can work it out. I think they come out too much. Maybe not. Maybe they're just a bit too far away from the actual head. Yeah, that's better already. This actually took a lot less time than I thought it would. I'm not used to model on the fly and have problems finding good reference materials in my case. Yeah, I think at first, you know, getting used to it and finding things from work from isn't easy, but at university lots of the time I have to find reference images and mood boards, etc. to do my work from, so I think I've had that benefit of kind of knowing what to look for. Generally for me though, Pinterest, brilliant at finding reference material. All you need to find is one good one, boom, you've just got hundreds more suggested to you. So I'd definitely try that out if you're struggling finding stuff, because it's packed with stuff. It's sort of coming together now, as you can see. So I think I'm actually gonna, you know, actually, I take it back. Ignore what I just said. Is that better? Where's the dragon you promised us? Oh, one day, I said one day I will make a dragon. But for the time being, I've got a lot of other work to do, such as making animals. So it will happen one day, I'm sure. Maybe, like I said before, once I hit some form of milestone, then I will, yeah, then I will possibly make a dragon. For now, at least, I'm gonna pause. So this elephant model is pretty much complete. I mean, I could do the texture now, or I could do a new model. It's up to you guys. What would you rather see? Me texturing this, or making a different animal or some kind of model? Not including a dragon. I need to animate a dragon. Alright, Kanna, we'll get you a dragon to animate one day. I have a dragonfly, but as so rudely pointed out to me, that doesn't actually count. It's always hard to think. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. I should say something ridiculous like, I'll make a dragon for my 1000th stream. That's what she said. Am I a boy or a girl? I get asked this too much. I am female. I'm not a squeaky voiced child from America as some people think. Texture. Yeah, I think texture is probably a good call. Right, strap in lads, this might take a while. So we're gonna go elephant texture using the template. I'm not gonna compress it as of yet, just in case I need to change things around. It gives me more space to work with in the texture without having to redo it. But I will always compress it at the end. That's something to note. So let's get straight into this. So looking at colours, it's kind of a brown. They are a dragon in reality. I could do a Komodo dragon. Those are real. Terrifyingly real. It's going to be slightly browny because African elephants kind of are slightly brown. Going to colour in the cubes. Copy across the leg ones. Oh, my hands are so cold. I keep on getting suggested that I should buy like warming gloves for use on computers, but I feel like they would just get in my way. So those tiny spiked lizards that look like a dragon. Tiny spiked lizards that look like a dragon. If you find me a picture of it, I might be able to make it. Even though that's kind of cheating, because it's still not a dragon. And for the tusks, we're going to go for a light ivory colour, of course. Armadillo lizards. Armadillo lizards. Oh, I've seen these things. Oh, these are really cute actually, I will give you that. I really want one. Look at it. Yeah, I feel like if I do that though, I might as well just do that and then add wings and boom, you've got a dragon slash Rovrin? Rovrin? Oh well. Right. There is a little bug for this cube when you're filling the cube. Sometimes you do get these stripes, by the way, Janice. I don't know if you know that yet. Can you get armadillo lizards as pets? Is that allowed? I know sometimes there's limitations and that kind of thing. So now I'm going to use a high opacity with a darker colour just to give in some rough shading, probably move up to 3 because it's quite a big model. It's a big boy. Something to note, I will only be focusing on this side because I later on in Photoshop copy and flip it over to this side. So for now, at least for the main body, so for now, like, don't be like, why is she not doing the other side? It's just purely because I'm lazy and it's more convenient that way. So just gotta get some base colours down. On the butt area. Underneath. Now looking at these elephants, they're very wrinkly, so that's lots of extra details I can add in. Yeah. Why only 9 people watching? Oh, you tell me, melon applesauce, you tell me. It's the struggles, right, of being a completely professional gamer. 17 animals you're gonna pet that look like dragons. Oh, see, I'd be so tempted just to get one, but then, you know, that's responsibility. And although I'm now officially an adult, that seems like stress. Modelling isn't that popular. Now, I feel like it will grow in popularity as things like hightail come about and lots of aspects like that, but yeah, we'll see. And I'm sure as I develop as a modeler and kind of get better and more successful with it, maybe we'll have this grow a bit, but for now at least I'm very content just sitting here with a few people who watch only compared to watching. Yeah, I'd love to see like game mode 1 stuff set off like little spies to come watch me model. You like Hightail? I do like Hightail. I mean, I don't have many feelings about Hightail as of yet because it hasn't been released, so it's kind of hard to, you know, come up with opinions, but yeah, I don't mind Hightail. I think nothing wrong with that. So I'm just constantly using Alt to get like mid-tones so I can make this a softer gradient. Alt is your friend, key bindings are your friend. I don't really like it because Minecraft is better. Why do you think Minecraft is better? Just purely out of interest. I'm not looking to start a debate or anything, I'm just genuinely interested. Oh, this head isn't centered. Why isn't this centered? Oh. Oh, disgusting. Oh, what have I done? Damn, dragon, moray, eel look scary and not like dragons at all. Dragon, moray, eel. Ooh, who would anyone want that as a pet? Ooh. I didn't realise you could have eels as pets. Why would you want an eel as a pet? That should be centered now. So hopefully if I reflip these it should work. Oh, I'll have to reflip everything. Oh jeez. I can't have it off center, guys, it's just gonna bother me. That's worse! Oh god, what have I done? This water wasn't centered. There really needs to be like a center model thing. In reality, I'm working while watching you and copying your models. Are you on any teams, Kano? Oh my god, it's still got off. Why am I like this? Joke's on you. I have the proof they're mine. I just gotta start making really bad models for you to copy them. Okay, that's centered now. Sorry for that, kerfuffle, people. Oh my god, it's not centered after all. Oh my god, I'm so triggered. Someone help me. Dragon, please tell me how. I'm getting so triggered. Evening, Roland. We're halfway, but I can't work for a while. Oh, why? Oh, of course you can. Oh yeah, but the only problem with that is it's going to centre everything, including the legs, and I just want this main body centred, so I'm just going to have to go with it. Is that really centred? I feel like this is lying to me. It is lying to me! That didn't work. Send help. Engine itself. Okay, I can just do it this way, which is a bit manual, but it's fine. I'm so sorry for this, guys. This is really bad. It's just gonna bother me. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna continue with the texturing. I'm gonna sort that out in a bit because we don't need the other side of texture. Ninja, do you animate your models as well, or do you override as well? What is override? Oh, as in override current mod? Yeah, that sentence is not working for me. I don't know why. Oh, maybe I included the shoulder as well. That might be it. Yeah, that was it. Okay, sweet. I worked it out eventually. Listen to these two. Sorry if my voice goes at all. I think I'm down. Okay, hopefully that should work now. as they do override other mods. No, I do my own like animations, but I am not experienced in it at all. So for the time being, I am not animating until I kind of, at least not on stream, until I can kind of get a better grips to what I'm doing. Because animating is a whole big thing, which is, it's not easy. So it's something which I need to work on more. I will eventually, obviously, get around to it, but yeah, it just might be a little bit of time before I do so. So just be patient. Like, if you guys really want me to start animating on stream, then over the next week I'm going to be basically focusing on animation in order to try and get animations for all the models I've currently done, which is a lot of animals. And maybe on Sunday I'll be at a place where I can show you guys if you're interested. But like I said, like, I'm not experienced, so it will be a slow process and I will not be very good at it yet. But I think just animation generally is yeah, it's very new to a lot of people in the community, so yeah. If I do a dragon, I'll let you guys have a go at animating if you want experience animating. Maybe I can give you a model to try and animate yourself. We could make it into a contest. Ooh, that'd be fun. Like I said, this is all in the future. This tail is off. So I'm just going to keep on shading kind of where shadows would be. So obviously under the legs. Bonjour crafter bros, how are you doing? Are you French or just dramatic? I'm not French, just like saying you're dramatic, yeah. Makes us do the work, it takes the money, sure. No, it wouldn't it wouldn't be for a math, obviously, it would just be fun. You remind me, I haven't finished the animation, I wanted to show it next Saturday. Tut 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 to you, pal. Get on it. Yeah, I'm not about to steal your work, guys, that wasn't the intention. Unlike some people, God. And that's not throwing shade, that's just a comment. I don't know anyone who does it. What kind of animation was it? So it's always good just to kind of colour and shade first before going into details as to like the wrinkles and the folds and everything. It's just good to try and get a colour base down, which is what I'm doing at the moment. This next one will be quite dark because it's got a lot of wrinkles going on. Oh my god, what is this song that just came on? I did not expect the music to have this operatic. Oh my god. Like electric opera. What are these models for, by the way? They look really cool. So these models are for, I mentioned this before, but they're for an upcoming project alongside Everbloom, which is the marketplace team I work for. So I'm making them a few animal models so we can just add some more interesting environments and biomes basically just kind of taking Minecraft animals and elevating them a bit, making them more interesting, adding more of them, stuff like that. So I'm making a few of them. Should be pretty cool. That's just kind of like a practice kind of introduction to modelling for me, because I haven't had any previous experience, so I'm all very new to this. And animals are easy to model as they are realistic and have real life models. What kind of music do you guys listen to? Because this isn't my normal music, but I'm kind of like it. Are you allowed to show stuff you work on? So, for streams and stuff, so stuff like this, I'm obviously allowed to show you guys because I'm showing you right now. So I'm not generally allowed to show you anything, but if it's stuff just to, you know, kind of show you on stream, it's fine. I've got permission to do so. So for stuff like this, I'm allowed to show you. And hopefully it hypes up stuff for the map and it gets people interested in what's coming up. The voice in the song, agreed. It's kind of creeping me out. But we're going with it. I'm giving it a chance. I am kind of enjoying this music though, even though I don't usually listen to it. It's kind of nice to chill out to. Generally I prefer rocky. Ah, look, bug. Do you not get to show anything, Dragon? Who do you work for? What team? Who do you work for? Oh god, the song, the singing back. Yeah, and that's why you guys will see me posting some models onto my Twitter, even though generally we don't post about ongoing projects. Because that's just kind of, you know, it's all hype for the map, and it's good for me to get some publicity out there for our YouTube channel, which we are kind of working on in the background. It's always good for advertisement if you can get a decent YouTube channel going. Something that you must be careful for when you're animating is stuff like this. They look like tan lines almost, but they're where the cubes were before. And by filling these in, if when animating this leg moves, it doesn't reveal some weirdly really light coloured spot. Even if it's just like solid one colour and doesn't have any texture or detail to it, it's helpful. They explicitly stated I'm not allowed to share anything. Yeah, I have an NDA going on with Everbloom, so I can't tell you guys about a lot of things that we do, but with certain permissions, I can tell you about some stuff. Is that the Mario? What, the song? What? I'm gonna change this as well now. Oof, upbeat. I love Mario Party, I love Mario. I recently got a Switch, but the sad thing is, I just don't have time to play on it. It kind of feels like a waste of money, but oh well. That's what happens when you're just too dedicated to your work. Am I right, people? Oh god, the singing is back. Why is it always playing? Yeah, who do you work? Oh, MVP. Oh, Spark Squared, of course. Only thing, could you lower the music or increase your voice a bit? I could do both if I wanted. Let me lower the music. Is that there? No, Dragon Watch. Oh, Mario Party. Oh. It's not the same song. There's been 3 different songs, Crafter Bro, but unfortunately, this is just apparently how this playlist is now going. You're welcome, Kano. You're very much welcome. Now you get to hear my voice even louder. so I can annoy you even more. Perfect. Yeah, Spark Squared is decent, you know, actually. What maps have you worked on with them, if you've actually had any released maps with them yet? So there we go, we've got this kind of going on. So let's fill in the back of the tail, can't forget about that. And this colour we're also going to want to make darker. Go. So now we're getting there a bit with the main body, so let's move on to the face. Spamming his profiles as usual. God! What's with all the shout outs, hey? Trying to steal all my free advertisement space. Space Glide and Treasure Island. Oh, okay. No, I think I've heard of them. What kind of things did you do for them? And it's models without you knowing what map it's for. Really? Oh, that's not fair. You should be able to know what map you're working for. That's annoying. Oh well. Do they not have in-house modelers? Or do they just commission them out, I guess? I'm not a full-time modeler either, really. I do both building and modelling for Everbloom. It just so happens that I'm currently doing a lot more modelling than building, just so we can expand kind of our capabilities in the modelling department. We have a brilliant modeler already called Anna, and we have Monsterfish doing our textures, but like we have a lot of work for only 2 people to do, which is kind of why I've been introduced into it. Was coins and trophies and treasure island with small ships. A cannon, something I forgot about. Oh, sounds cool. I'd like to make some little model ships. They sound cute. So again, I'm just kind of blocking in colours at the moment for this face, because the face is probably going to be the most detailed. Oh, they will totally take full time, I just don't have the time for it. Oh, okay. Are you in school or do you work elsewhere, or? Let's also get some texture in these tusks. Oh, I see. Yeah. Do you get a percentage then, or do you get a certain amount paid to you for each model? Oh, you're studying. Ah, sweet. What are you studying? So we've got a basic base head shape going on. Let's get the other ear out after I collapse all these. University of Applied Science. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I understand. Depends on the model. Generally, if you guys ever are interested in freelancing or anything like that, I would always suggest, if you can, take a percentage. Because I think generally you'll probably get more for it. Just saying. Apart from that, I get a percentage of this one more time model I get fixed. Yeah, that seems fair enough. That seems about right. The problem with percentage-based cuts is you don't know how much you're going to get, and obviously maps can perform better, some can perform worse, so maybe you won't get as much as you hope, but generally they pay out pretty well, so it's always good to have, you know, a percentage, at least in my opinion. I know a lot of places won't do percentage basis necessarily, but they probably should. So I'm just going to hide all this stuff out of the way so I can actually work on these ears. Which are obviously just going to be pretty dark on the back. Some texturing when there's wrinkles. It's thanks to the fact that I get percentages of sales means that I earn a lot more now than I used to on just like normal server commissions. So I am very thankful for the marketplace for making this kind of something which I can support my life basically, and comfortably not have to worry about having multiple jobs when at university, when you should be focusing on studying. Just gonna get all this stuff back out again. Here we go. Right, so as you can see, it's kind of taking shape now. So now I think I'm ready to move down to a size 1 brush and start putting in those details. So I'm going to start on the side. Right, let's find a good image. Generally for images, you want to make sure to choose images which have natural lighting, but not suddenly bright, warm sunlight like this. This is obviously taken on in some very yellow light, which can actually change, you know, the colouring of the animal. Whereas, as you can see in like this picture, it's a very different colour. So you have to be very careful about what pictures you choose. Like pictures like this are great when you can see like all the details and the wrinkles, but it's not necessarily an accurate representation of the colour of the animal. So generally pictures like this is probably more realistic. You guys will make detailed animations for each mod out of curiosity. Yes, we will. Hopefully multiple animations for each mod, depending. Currently trying to stay under the minimum wage so I don't have to pay taxes and insurance. Oh, look at you. Yeah, unfortunately this year I'm paying taxes, which I do not enjoy having to think about or sort out or even having to pay, but that's how it is. Sorry, excuse me. That sneeze has been waiting for a while. So elephants have kind of folds around here. They have a lot of folds because they're wrinkly creatures which look like their grannies. So let's just get some of this folds in with a darker colour. Folds around the knees, folds around the feet especially. Obviously these are quite dark at the moment, but I will lighten them up, neaten them up. How many animations for each model have you planned? There could be a lot. So generally, depending on the creature, a walk animation, potentially a run animation, which can just possibly just be a sped up version of a walk animation really. And then for some creatures they will have a flight animation, some creatures will have like an attack animation. So I'm trying to keep them minimum because I'm not very experienced, and obviously if you've got quite a few models that's a hell of a lot to do, especially for someone who's new. But I mean I'm just taking it as it goes. Obviously I have to hit deadlines, so it's just kind of as much as I have time to do. Right, so now let's lighten up some of these areas. Yeah, I mean, I'm presuming animations are quite time consuming for you guys if you've ever tried them. How long does it take you to do like one animation at a time? took a lot of time to add animation mod, yeah. Luckily, implementing wise, I don't have to do that all myself, although I do have to start looking at how to add animation controllers and stuff. We have a fantastic team of devs that can help me along with that process, so for me, hopefully, the most time consuming part will be making the actual animations, not getting it in game, which I know can be difficult. So as you can see, we're kind of getting some more details in now. For the phantoms, it took 3 hours in total. Yeah. Like at the moment it's looking, if I'm trying to stay on target with deadlines, I'd have to do around about 3 animations a day. Which is insane, seeing as I work full time as well as working for Everbloom. Plus I have studying as well in preparation to going back to university. Oh, we listen to the same music. We are, it just seems to be the same. They all sound the same now. I'm going to go back to one which I actually liked a bit more. It's all that singing. I don't like that singing. Yeah, I'm expecting animations to be time consuming. But it's okay, like, I'm aware of that. I just really hope that I can get some good animations out of it, because it'd be really cool. I think, like usual, I've bitten off more than I can chew though with the amount of animations I have to do. So we'll see. It's going to make this texture a little bit cleaner. Yeah, I like doing animations for a stream. If it's going to take me 3 hours per animation, is obviously a lot. So I'd probably have to, I don't know, do half an animation each stream and maybe work on it on my own time as well. If you want Minecraft style, you could be a lot better for that. Yeah. Thing is, if I'm going realistic models-ish with some Minecraft stylings, I need like an in-between. So it needs to look natural, but it also needs to be simple enough so I don't spend too much time on it. How many details? Yeah. And how many bones as well. Like, I've tried to keep bones to a minimum, but most of them are pretty accurate. So like, this elephant has the same amount of bones in its legs that it would in real life. So unfortunately that means it's gonna have to be it could be pretty similar to a real life movement. Animating things with a lot of arms is a pain to do, like some kind of tentacle vine creature. Yeah, I was looking at doing a snake the other day, but not only is that a pain to make model and look good, that is a lot of complex animation going on to make it wriggle and move with all the different components. Adding to game an existing entity. It took me a while to get my first animation implemented in game, which I'm not going to show you right now. Maybe next week once I've worked on it a bit more. A lot of Minecraft mobs that already exist get weird sometimes. They're not like the most efficient things to work with, really, as far as I'm aware. So now I'm going to mark out the wrinkles a bit strongly so I can have a better basis to work with. Get some wrinkles going. Looks like an angry villager. I love it. Angry villager elephants for the new update. Petition. Start it. Yeah, like I said, this is why I have good devs on board, like, to help me with this kind of stuff, because I get stuck. I think custom mobs are easier to put in because you don't have to make sure everything works with how current mobs already work. Basically the Ravagers and that. Yeah, I think the Ravagers could have been done better personally. My humble opinion. I feel like they could have done a lot more of them. Just gonna lighten up these wrinkles a little bit. Weird bugs and hard-coded stuff. Yeah, they haven't made it easier for people to work with hard-coded stuff. The giant rhinos and literal battleground. Yeah, they're weird. I'm not sure how I think about the new update, to be honest. I mean, it's crazy that the villagers have all got all these new skins and stuff going on, which I do quite like. There's still a lot to take in, and it's a lot for mashup packs to work with. Having to update all those skins and stuff, it's a lot. The way the head extends. The head extends? I haven't really seen them, to be honest. It's probably bad, seeing as I should probably be up to date with that kind of stuff, but I'm just so busy. So to soften this up, I'm just going to take a 2 or maybe a 3 and just quickly go over it just to soften these colours up a bit. At least they showed the overlays by default. Yeah, it's really clever how they do it. It's really cool. Literally like a piston. Oh, that's weird. Ugh. Oh, that just creeps me out a bit, to be honest, thinking about that. The issue I find with them adding models and stuff like this, I feel like they could do so much more with their models. Like, when they're adding things like this, like, to imagine independent creators like myself and other teams in the marketplace are making models which are far more advanced than the ones currently in game. I feel like Mojang could do that themselves and make some really interesting, cool models, especially with the support they have, because obviously it's their own game. Oh well. Like I said, ignore this side. I will be in the stream when you animate stuff. I want to see how other people work on animations. Well, hopefully next week. Won't make any promises. If I'm at a level which I think I actually can show you guys how I animate, then I can do that. But if not, then maybe. My gen could, but they don't want to. I get that, you know, it's keeping with the Minecraft theme, but still. Super duper graphic pack. Yeah, what is... Can someone give me the lowdown on the super duper graphics pack? I know a bit about it, but I keep on hearing it around, and apparently it's quite a big thing. Give me the lowdown. What's it all about? Yeah, I get that's their style. I've made models in the past which takes that blocky style still, but it still elevates it a lot. Like what they did with the parrots. The parrots are lovely. Like I think they did the parrots really well. It's just it doesn't seem to be like anything else fits those parrots basically. Everything else seems really basic. I feel like kind of elephant's eyes are at the front, but I prefer eyes on the side. Experiment support for mesh models. Oh, Jesus. That's gonna feel weird to have that in my graph. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like this elephant just looks really surprised. Yeah, I think there's still ways that they could improve their models and animations while still keeping that blocky style into consideration. Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. Pools everywhere. I just think that's gonna feel weird. It's already weird when I see like balls and stuff in Minecraft. This trunk looks weird now, looking at it. Looks like it's got a really big forehead. Don't steal my job. I'm coming for your job. I'm not coming for anyone's job, don't worry. I've got my own job to do. Nice monobrow. Agreed. He's just fitting in with the villagers, you know? He's a surprised monobrow elephant villager. Trying to soften those brows out a little bit. Let's look at the toes of an elephant. They're usually quite a lot lighter. Make this foot look more curved. If the animator of this doesn't add an ear flap, I will be disappointed. I am the animator of this, excuse you, and I will be adding a lovely ear flap. And a tail wave and everything. And even a trunk wiggle. Good old trunk wiggle. So I think elephants generally have 3 toes. You're promising a dragon. Idle animation with ear flap for the elephant. Yep. What else? I don't think I'm capable of making any more promises. I think that's enough for me. You'd hide a small fly model and animate that from time to time. Oh my god, that would be extra. Oh, but now you say it, I kind of really want to do it. And no, that is not a promise, Cano. Oh, could you imagine? And then I could do similar things with the frog as well. Oh no. Oh, I've got enough to do already. I don't need to add more to this. Maybe I'll do it. Like, I'm feeling like it's gonna be a no. If I have time, sure. But I'm already very full up of stuff to do. Don't know if my schedule could take me doing any more. Right, so I think we're kind of getting there with the texture. It's obviously not perfect. It's got a lot more details to be added, but the basis is there. Yeah. The underbelly needs some work as well. Let's just get rid of that for a sec so I can see it better. If I have time is always a problem. Motivation is just energy. I usually am pretty good with my motivation. Usually I'm pretty on it. I'm up to do most things and I just kind of go for it. Which is why I work basically 2 full-time jobs. So usually I'm motivated enough. It's just time, which is the biggest factor. Like at some point I have to sleep, unfortunately, as much as I wish I didn't. Could get so much more done if I didn't have to sleep, man. If only vampires were real. I'm just gonna fill in these feet with a darker colour. With that, I think I'm going to call it a day there, just for now. I mean, obviously, got some more details to do. Obviously got this side to sort out, but we're just going to pretend that's not a thing. Add more details to the wrinkles, shading, etc. But I think all in all, it's not been a bad model. It's kind of getting there now. So I think with that, I'm going to call it a day and end the stream here. So thank you for everyone for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, as everyone always says. Check out my Twitter at NinjaMasterMC. There's a link in the bio. If you want to, catch up to date with my live streams, and I will be posting work on there that you won't necessarily see. So make sure to follow. Casual shout out. And thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you again next week, 8 PM GMT on Sunday, where who knows what we'll be doing next. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you next time.